Well, it's that time, folks. It's that time, and the foodie Juan Kenobi is back into her shenanigans, folks. And it's just been an exciting time the whole past week or 2 weeks. You know why? Because she been up to so much nonsense that you can't. You can't even believe it doesn't even make sense. So what could she have done to get herself in trouble this time? She was out there cruising, she was rolling and patrolling, she was scootering all over Canada. It was exciting. She had like the spinners on side of the tires and she was going wild. But then she went off course. And you know where she ended up? Over in, how can I say, like the CIA of Canada, like the FBI. She was just rolling down there. It said like no trespass and everything. There was big fences, like Fort Knox and everything. You had to climb over the fence, it had barbed wires and everything. And she was like, let me just roll up in here and see what's going on, right? And you can't even make this up. She was going there, she got on the property, she's driving. There's not a soul. I did not see a person, nobody for miles and miles. It was completely barren with this huge building. You could see it's like Area 51 or something like that. You knew not to go there. They had signs with a big camera with a big, the line in it, like the no smoking one. They had that. And then she was just rolling up there and she get to the door and she trying to bang on the she trying to bang on the door or pull the door, right? To get inside the building. She pressing the buttons over there and that door did not work. So you know what she did? She drove herself again to the next door because she didn't learn on the last door what to do, right? She didn't say to herself, maybe they closed. Let me get out of here. There's nobody here. It's barren. Something can happen. You don't know. A bear comes out and attack you in the middle of Canada, something like that. I have no clue. But she continued to drive to the next door. You know, this this big building, right? So she goes to the next door. She can't get in there. So she rings the bell, right? Or whatever it is, and a big alarm goes off. It's like, woo, 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 woo. It keeps calling, calling, whatever it is, ringing and ringing, and then she sped off, right? And she escaped there to go down some side path. So she played like ring and run there, and she just jetted down the street. She to get out of there, and she's on this side path, and she's driving around. There's bushes all on the side and big trees and everything like that. And what is she talking about? Nothing. She talking about nothing. And then she said that she wanted to use the bathroom, but she saw some cameras on top of the fence there, so she couldn't do it. Can you imagine you go to the CIA building, the FBI, and you trying to use a number two inside of the bushes over shit? It doesn't even make sense. But she continued to drive down the path, right? And she just talking and babbling and saying nobody knows what she's talking about. The chat was completely clueless. It was just scrolling like what, and there was symbols, and I had no idea what she was saying. And then you hear somebody in the background yelling and like, excuse me, and they in the back. I couldn't see them because she never turned around or did reverse lights so we can see. But the guy was being nice, and he's like, lady, you cannot be over here, driving around and speeding around on this property. You don't see the big signs here and fences and stuff. And then she plays like she have no clue what's going on. She's like, what do you mean? I didn't see this barbed wire fence right here with the big sign. The big sign right here that says no trespassing. And then she just played it off like she had no clue. And then she's like, what is this building? Asking the guy, and the guy's like, it is top secret. I cannot tell you nothing about that. And it's funny, Paul, because Foodie Wan Kenobi's the person that is the big tough person. She's like, if they come up to me, I'm gonna say whatever I gotta say. If somebody come over here, I'm gonna do what I gotta do. But when that person came up there, nothing. She played no clue what's going on and acting oblivious. It's so funny to watch because she's just playing. It is being recorded. That's the best part. This is being recorded live on Kick or YouTube or wherever it was, right? It's being recorded, and she telling this federal official or whatever it is driving around, the police officer or FBI, whatever that person was on the cart, and just slide to their face. It doesn't matter. She lies to her whole subscribers every single day. She lies every day, every night, every year, every universe. That's how it is, right? And the best part, you know who Foodie Wan Kenobi reminds me of? That person that was in school with you, and they be like, I'm gonna do all this stuff. Meet me outside at 3 o'clock. And they never showed up. They transferred out of the school, and you never seen them again. That's how she is. But the sad part is to see somebody that's lying. They saying one thing, right? And they doing the opposite and then saying it again. So they double lying. She said that she thought after this FBI official came over and told her that this was like top secret place, she thought it was a hockey rink in Canada. Nope, not gonna believe that. Nobody believed that. But Foodie Wan Kenobi, you want to tell that story? Go right ahead. So now that we done with all that nonsense, we're gonna move on to even more excitement. You know why? Because she got in trouble one time with the officials, right there, the police or whatever it is. But somehow she finds She finds a way to get in trouble with the police once again. So she went downtown in Canada somewhere. She got off the train. She was driving around doing her thing, right? And then you see this police officer. They just rolled up on the side. I thought they was coming for somebody else. And the cop jumps out of the car and he comes to, he's like, "Excuse me." And he got all up in her face and she's like, "Beep, beep." And she just stopped, right? She stopped the scooter right there. And then he asked a bunch of questions because I guess, I don't know, maybe the subscribers or haters or somebody contacted, I don't know why they did it, contacted the police to go bother Foodie Wan Kenobi. And it seems like they said she had some sort of item haul that was illegal and they was threatening, right? Or something like that. That's what it seemed like to me. So I went through that whole video and I did some detectiveness and I said, what could have possibly been the item that you got the police called on, or it could have been whatever, they were just faking it. But I went through the video and I found this. Look at it right here. Boom. You see right there? If you turn that, that's a tripod for, like, you know, the iPhone when she's recording. If you turn that sideways, what does that actually look like? That doesn't look like anything safe, right? It's dark right there. It's bent. You can see what it looks exactly like. So maybe somebody across the street could have been, say, she's pointing this like when she was filming and they thought that maybe it was a hater, maybe it was, who knows what happened. But you can see in that position, maybe somebody mistaking it across the street and they're like, "Oh, that lady's over there pointing whatever it is at people." And they called the, you know, police and they came to just check it out because Foodie was there a while and they even had a call. I think they was getting like a female officer to come over here to body search her or whatever it is like that to make sure there was nothing. But how do you, how does Foodie Wan Kenobi end up in these situations? She getting the cops call. She had the FBI, CIA of Canada chasing her around on a scooter. How does she get herself in these situations? This doesn't make no sense. For a person that lays sideways 99.947% of the day, sideways in a video, live sideways every single day, she having all these people and the SWAT team and everything chasing her around when she's out. It is just out of control. I don't even know what even to say. There's nothing to say. It doesn't make sense. But Foodie Wan Kenobi is a one-of-a-kind person. She can find it, she can get it done, and she can find whatever this is to get herself in trouble. If you look at it, it's very amazing. One person that could get themselves in this many situations over years. It's not like one time or you have just a bad string of luck for like 2 weeks or a month, even a year. This is going for like 10 years. She is the person of glory, the person that it's following her. Her shadow of bad luck just follows her everywhere she's going. So now that we're done with that, it's not going to end. You know why? Because Foodie Wan Kenobi is once again on kick 24/7 doing nonsense, and we got to talk about it. So as you can see, once again, we are sideways, folks. And you know what I did? I went and got one of the monitors that you hit the button and you could turn it sideways like the iPhone. That's how I watch her stream because I can't watch like that. My neck hurt every time I watch. I can't be turning my head to watch this nonsense, right? I would like to ask you, are you all watching like this? Because it's unbearable. I don't even understand how someone could come online and do this purposely to their audience, right? Sometimes she's on there, she's cooking, she's washing dishes, she's walking around, but she's purposely doing this every day. She could easily sit in a nice recliner, just sit back, you put her hands behind her head and just stretch out and talk to the audience like they are actually there. This is making you feel like she doesn't even want to be bothered with you, right? She's just looking sideways, reading the chat, thank you, go on with your day, right? And that's how it comes off. But in this stream, it gets a little fun. You know why? Because we can see she's building up to the big moment, folks. But what is this big moment? She is going to, how can I say, she's talking about how she wants to now move. You know how that's going to turn out, right? We went through the whole Syria, the Kuwait, and all that nonsense. And what happened? Everybody spent a ton of money to donate to her that she can get back to Canada. And now we are hearing it over and over. It's like deja vu. Like I got a flashback. I heard it and I had to go back and make sure that the date on this was not in the past. And she's saying the same things, like word for word, like at least get a different script, Foodie Wan Kenobi. Change the words. This is like plagiarism of your own video. The same thing over and over. I want to move out of Canada. I want to get another apartment. I can't stand it being here. I need to get back to Syria. I need to do this. I need to do that over and over. And this is how she's going to slowly build herself up to saying, I need to get back to the guy that stands next to me in my video that I believe is married to me me named Captain Keyboard. And that's how it is, folks. You can see what's gonna happen. She gonna ask for the money. I need donations, whatever. She gonna do 12-hour streams, 100-hour streams, decade-long streams just to make the money because she has to get back to being around somebody else. And how I was watching it, she was like, "Oh, when I was in Canada, I can't do all this stuff. I got to use the scooter. I can't do this, that. I get tired too much." But she's trying to get back to Syria, right? Because then she'll have Captain Keyboard over there to drive her around all the time and take her to all these places. Because she was even like, "Oh, we can go to KFG and all these different places like we did in the past. And it's going to be exciting. And my stream, blah, blah, blah." I heard this, Foodie One Kenobi. Enough is enough. You know what it is. It's going to be another stage nonsense. I think, maybe, I hope at this point, either she's going to go back to Syria or she's not. But the whole thing is preparing for this excitement. I want you to all get ready. Take a deep breath, because if we got to go through another rerun of this, it is going to be out of control. You know why? Because she's not going to be any better. Because if you think last time she was complaining that she couldn't take the heat out there, she didn't like the medical, and she had to get back as fast as she could to Canada, get all her stuff, and how can I say, all the stuff that she needed to get herself healthy again. She's now going to go back out there. Maybe she'll go visit. I don't know if she will or not, because this seems like a lot on her right now. She just laying sideways and scooting around. So getting all the way back out there, maybe she'll do it. Maybe she'll go to a shorter trip. Maybe she'll meet up with Captain Keyboard, who knows, in Aruba or maybe Bora Bora. Can you imagine it right now? Captain Keyboard playing 24/7 on the beaches of Bora Bora, making the millions upon millions of dollars, playing the happy birthday song and the frog song, Crazy Frogs, and all the birthday and whatever, the song that never ends. And he just put in the preloaded song so he can look amazing. I can see it right now, folks. I want you to think about it. I'm going to buy the album. He's going to be the next, how can I say, Bora Bora idol over there. They're going to be like, "This is Captain Keyboard. He is the universal greatest keyboarder in all the world, and he's going to be right here with the one and only Foodie One Kenobi." I can see it, folks. This is going to be the couples channel. Oh my goodness, why am I talking about this? The couples channel is going to be reborn to this channel, and it's going to be amazing. Nope, it's never going to be amazing. You know why? Because the people trying to create the content have no clue. They don't care. You can see the personalities and the attitudes of what's going on over there is 0%, 100%, 0%. No care. Give me the money. I want the watch time. I want the ads. I want to make the millions upon millions of dollars and give you absolutely nothing. And that is the saddest thing I have seen. I want you to think about this. Just think about this clearly. Foodie One Kenobi has a large audience, right? She has a very dedicated fan base. Like, they support everything she does. They get her in and out of Canada. They get her in and out of Kuwait and Syria, and they help her do whatever she wants. And the way she treats her audience, she could treat whoever she wants, but the people that actually support her and they love her and care about the content that she puts out, she takes advantage of. If you just look back, what does she actually ever do for the audience, right? She asked them, what you want me to do? You want me to do all this stuff. And then she dodges, she disappears. Like she said this week, she was going to the gym, and that took her 3 days. She just kept skipping out, said she was sick, whatever baloney story she wants to say. That's what happened. Maybe she was sick. I'm sorry if you were sick, Foodie One Kenobi, but I don't think anybody believes this because it's a little convenient. The times that you got pressure put on you to reach this achievement, this is just like former baby girl Amber and Ree. The same thing. When they have that goal set there and the audience is getting ready to watch, they just disappear. It's like, that's even rooted to your audience, right? They are getting prepared. And people even said many times they took time off of work. They took the day to just watch the 12-hour streams that she didn't do, right? They did all this stuff. They sitting in the chat, they're waiting, and you can see people, they're typing, they're like, Foodie's gonna be here, she's not here, and then she just doesn't show, or she leaves a message on YouTube, so I'm not gonna be here, have a nice day, maybe next time, ha ha ha, gotta go. And that's how it comes off with, and there's no other way to say it. Well, that's the end of the video, folks, and I hope you enjoyed. Have a great day. Later.